Good evening. My name is John Chory. I'm Chair of the Harwich Finance Committee. We are meeting tonight, Tuesday, April 5th, 2022, at 6 p.m. in the Don B. Griffin Room at the Town Hall. I'd like to open the meeting with a roll call vote. The members that are present, and we have one member on the line. Dan Torek.
Here.
Here. Karen Doucette.
Here.
Dale Kennedy.
Here.
Mark Ramirez.
Here.
Mark Keller.
Here.
Here. And John Chory. There's 7 members present, so we have a quorum. Any public comments? Is there anyone else on the line? No one else on the line, okay.
6 people tonight, John, that's 7.
Oh, 7? Oh, Angela's missing, excuse me. You're right, thank you, Dale. Angela's missing, so it's 6 tonight. We still have a quorum of 5. No public comment or announcements. New business. We have 2 articles remaining on the town, the 2022 warrant that we need to revote. We voted them on March 31st as no recommendations pending further information. Well, we have received further information. The first one is the adopt the capital budget. The reason we voted no recommendations pending further information is because on Tuesday we voted a number that wasn't the final number. And so we'd like to reconsider that. And Dale, if you want to make a motion to reconsider the capital?
I move that we reconsider Article 13 to adopt a capital budget.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? None opposed. 6-0. The motion has been made to reconsider it. If you want to, and it's been, motion's been made to reconsider. Dale, do you want to make another motion now with the true numbers?
I move that we accept and adopt Article 13, adopts the capital budget in the estimated cost of $3,446,298.
Do we get a second?
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Before we take a vote, the discussion is that last night during the selectmen's meeting, they clarified the difference. Difference was roughly about $160,000 between the number we originally voted and this number. And it turns out that most of it was for police cruisers, 3 police cruisers. It had been originally in the operating budget, and the selectmen decided to move it out of the operating budget into the capital budget for this year's capital. So that's where it is, and there's another $6,000 or $7,000 of other adjustments in capital. Any discussion on that? Hearing no discussion, I'd like to do let me do a roll call vote on this one too. Dan Torek.
Aye.
Karen.
Aye.
Dale.
Aye.
And Mark.
Aye.
And Mark Keller.
Aye.
Aye. And I'm an aye. That's 6-0 for the capital budget. Next one was a CPC article. It was Article 29. Yeah, Article 29. And that was, again, we voted no recommendations pending further information because it was a brand new warrant that we saw Thursday night for $690,000. And we'll discuss that when we get to it. If you want to make a motion to reconsider.
I move that we reconsider Article 29 to appropriate sums of money from the fiscal year 2023 estimated annual revenues of the Community Preservation Act Fund in the amount of...
No, we want to reconsider it first.
Okay.
Motion's been made, and does anyone second that?
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded.
Second.
Any further discussion? We'll do a roll call vote on that one too. Dan?
Aye.
Karen?
Aye.
Dale?
Aye.
And Mark?
Aye.
And Mark Keller on the radio, telephone?
Aye.
Aye, and I'm an aye. That's 6-0 to reconsider. Entertain a motion now to approve the CPC Article 29. Dale?
I move that we accept and adopt Article 29, appropriate sums of money from the fiscal year 2023 estimated annual revenues of the Community Preservation Act Fund The amount of, the appropriations are as follows. The Community Housing Reserve is $210,000. Open Space Reserve is $210,000. The Historic Preservation Reserve is $210,000. And undesignated fund balance administrative expenses are $60,000.
Okay, and that's for a total of $690,000. And this money is being paid out of CPC funds for folks listening in now or later. CPC is that 3% surcharge that's on your property taxes, on your tax bill each year, depending on what your property tax is. This is 3% of your property tax. It goes into the CPC fund, and then they allocate it for various projects that come before them every year that they approve, vet, and then finally approve the project. And it goes into 4 buckets, roughly: the historical, land, recreation, and housing. And there's also another 4th or 5th bucket for administration expenses. It's a good deal. We fund a lot of projects in the town over the last 16 years that this act has been in the town. And at one time, the state was matching it dollar for dollar, but that has shifted down now to about 40 cents per dollar. But still, it's a good thing. Hearing no more discussions, I'll entertain a roll call. Pardon?
Second?
Has been-
I moved. Was it seconded?
Okay, hasn't been seconded?
Second? Did you second?
Oh, yeah.
I thought okay. Any further discussion? We'll take a roll call vote. Dan?
Aye.
Karen?
Aye.
Dale?
Aye.
Mark?
Abstain?
Abstain, that's right. And Mark Keller on the telephone?
Aye.
Aye. And then I'm an aye too. That passes 5 to 1 abstention. Well, that concludes the warrant, folks. If anyone has any other general discussions, there weren't anything too much last night. I'll cover this. It's an important thing to do. There wasn't any further much discussion on the warrant, but in last week's meeting, we decided to take a non-binding vote on 2 articles that were in 3 previous drafts of the town warrant that spelled out 2 full-time positions that are in the budget now, housing advocate and a director, but these stood out as separate warrant articles. And the selectmen decided not to put them in as separate warrants, that they felt there was enough discussion for the general public to understand these articles. But they are in the operating budget. They're presently in the town administration's operating budget, and their salaries are in there, and their benefits are carried in the appropriate line item under benefits in the town. So they are in there as a funding position, but they are not in there as a separate warrant article. We, again, took a non-binding vote on this in our last meeting. There was 6 people that favored to put them in there and 1 abstention. But it is the selectmen's budget that I pointed out before there, and it's up to their decisions whether to put them in or not. So that is it on the budget. Anything else? Any questions on the budget? That's about all that came out last
I
night.
watched the tail end of the selectmen's meeting.
Yeah,
And the warrant has already been
sound.
printed with these 2 articles that we just discussed as no recommendation pending. But now we just voted to reconsider
Right.
and pass them. And there was something
There's,
that has to be stated at the
there's
town
there's,
meeting.
yeah, there's what's coming up in the next 2 weeks, I think, or maybe 10 days. It's a meeting that I'll meet with the selectmen, a couple of the selectmen, I don't think it's the full board, the town moderator, and the town legal counsel, John Giorgio. And we go over the motions. The town administrator will have them printed up on 5x7 cards, telling what the motion is, and then what the recommendations of the selectmen are, and the and the Finance Committee. And at that point, we can make adjustments to the motions. The warrant will still print out that no recommendations pending further approval, I believe, but there'll be an adjustment to the warrant that will be passed out at the town meeting, updating any changes, because the selectmen may change some things too between now and then. New information may be coming in. We may get more grant money that they can apply towards operating budget or capital items. So there'll be some final adjustments, and it's a good question, Danny. I usually post a meeting and schedule a meeting for day of the town meeting, just to cover any last minute things that come up. We did this last October, it was, for the special town meeting. We met for a few minutes to clarify some things that had come up at the last minute. So that's what it is. I tried to ask the town administrator and the selectmen last night, to let them know that we were meeting tonight, that it was in our intent to vote for these things, but we just didn't have the information on March 31st, which was the deadline that we had per town charter to get all our recommendations in. So that's where that stands right there.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
But we did vote on all the articles, and I thank you for that. As I mentioned last night, I do like to see us taking a stand one way or the other on these articles. I don't like seeing no recommendations pending further approval, even though we had some pretty tight budget schedules this year, and a lot of meetings in the month of March, which I'll cover shortly also. So if there's any other questions on the warrant, happy to entertain them. Other than
Do
that,
we have to act on the minutes?
oh, yes, I forgot that, yeah. I forgot that slide of manual. Thank you. Well, that's a good segue into the minute meeting, so I'm sorry, I just glanced over that. Why don't we go back to under new business, item A? I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minute meetings for March 29th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
And, is there any discussion on the minute meetings? We all have copies. I did correct Mr. Angelo's last name, Dan, for you. Thank you for that. And after I saw that, I went, because when I put the meeting minutes together, I looked at that. I said, geez, that's not right. And I checked it, and it still went out wrong. And then I went to a couple town annual reports, and both of them had it spelled wrong there too. So I called Angelo. I said, Angelo, how do you spell your name? So the correct name is in the minute meetings that I will submit to the town tomorrow. No further discussion. Like to do all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
Okay, everybody's opposed, probably 6-0. On the minute meetings, we did meet, if you can recollect, in the month of March, about 9 or 10 times. And we have to get meeting minutes for those 9 or 10 times. Mark Keller has done a commendable job on getting them to me. I tried to get the most important ones, especially the ones relating to the open meeting law violation. I got them in, got them posted, and submitted along with the other stuff to the Attorney General on that. So those have been submitted, but we're still missing probably about 4 or 5. And I have to go through my records. Mark has given me some already, but I haven't coordinated which ones I have and which ones I'm missing. So I'll put those all together over the next week or two. Maybe we'll meet one more time later in April and get those approved.
Okay.
Because town meeting after town meeting, there'll be reappointments to the board and then board members, and then some members whose terms are up will be leaving the board. So I want to get as many meeting minutes approved and submitted by then. So I'll keep you posted on that. One thing I got a couple days ago, I got a notice from Danielle Delaney, who's town administrator's executive assistant. She sent me a note saying that in one of the selectmen's meetings, where the school committee presented their budget, and not only their budget, but the new language for the new funding agreement. And it was suggested by someone, I don't know if it was the Do you remember, Karen, who
I
was?
think it was the folks on the school committee, they said they would like to put a joint communication out
Yeah,
ahead of the town meetings in both towns.
right. And so Danielle sent out a note reminding me of that fact. And so I'd like to entertain a motion that we will support. I don't know what the joint statement is right now. I imagine it's in support of this new funding agreement, which we did approve in the warrant article. So it's nothing that we hadn't seen or heard of
Yeah,
before.
what she said is there's a ton of very positive support on both sides, and as a result, they would like to share that ahead of the meetings to try and help people understand
Right.
where people stand.
So I'm sure that the selectmen are going to craft some type of joint statement, and then we'll just, sign our names to it. Once I get it, I will definitely pass it on if people have real strong objections of not approving it or signing it. Let me know, and we'll figure that out. But I don't think that will be the case here. But I would like to entertain a formal motion, if you read right there, Dale, I guess, as a motion.
The first sentence?
Yeah,
Chatham
yeah,
and Harwich?
exactly, yeah.
I'd like to move that Chatham and Harwich and MRSD issue a joint statement in the near future.
Okay. And I'm sure it's in relation to the funding, new funding allocation formula. And MRSD is Monomoy Regional School District. So, anyone second that?
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing no further discussion, I'd like to entertain a roll call vote. Dan?
Aye.
Karen?
Aye.
Dale?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Mark Keller on the phone?
Aye.
Okay, aye, that passes 6-0. That concludes the minute meetings. We discussed April. We had a meeting scheduled for this Thursday. I'm gonna cancel it. I don't see no need to handle that unless you guys want another meeting or something, but sensing no meetings, I will cancel that one. And probably will not get anything for the following week, because I have to have agendas in by Thursday, and I don't see anything that says we have to have a meeting next week. But probably something for the following week, and I'll let folks know. With that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Okay,
Second.
motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, okay, passes 6-0. The meeting has ended. There will be no further discussion. Thank you all.
John, I just want to let you know,
I'm leaving.
leave for Texas.